37 Signals cuts $2 million in cloud costs by leaving AWS for on-prem infrastructure. Medical Alert Canada empowers 911 dispatchers with real-time access to subscriber health records. A Penn State study finds robot gender traits influence customer decisions. Airlines are sharing data with ICE and raising privacy concerns. And Microsoft will, wait for it, prevent screen capture on Teams meetings. Welcome to Hashtag Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. 37 Signals, the company behind Basecamp and Hey, is finalizing its departure from Amazon Web Services, AWS, aiming to eliminate about $1.5 million in annual S3 storage bills. This is not a new story. This is part of a broader strategy to transition entirely to on-premises infrastructure, a shift that began in 2022 due to escalating cloud costs. In 2022, 37 Signals invested $700,000 in Dell servers to replace AWS's compute services, resulting in an annual savings of approximately $2 million. Based on this success, the company is now migrating 18 petabytes of data from AWS S3 to on-premises Pure Storage arrays. This new setup is expected to cost less than $200,000 per year to operate, leading to an additional annual savings of $1.3 million. It helps that AWS has waived $250,000 in data egress fees to facilitate the transition, but it's still an incredible saving, even if you had to factor that in. David Heinemer Hansen, CTO of 37 Signals, has been vocal about the cost benefits of this move. He stated, "We'll delete our entire AWS account and finally say goodbye to about $1.5 million a year in S3 hosting bills." Hansen also noted that the company's overall annual infrastructure costs are projected to drop from $3.2 million to well under $1 million without increasing staff. This transition reflects a growing trend among companies who are reassessing cloud expenditures. While cloud services offer scalability and flexibility, businesses like 37 Signals are finding out that for certain workloads, on-premises solutions can be much more cost-effective. Analysts suggest that cloud repatriation is not a mass movement, but it is gaining traction for specific use cases where performance and cost considerations align. For organizations evaluating their infrastructure strategies, 37 Signals experience underscores the importance of analyzing long-term costs and performance needs. Transitioning to on-premises solutions may offer substantial savings and greater control, particularly for companies with predictable workloads and the capacity to manage their own infrastructure. Medical Alert Foundation is launching a new technology initiative that enables 911 dispatchers to access subscribers' medical records in real time during emergencies. The initiative integrates Medical Alert's Subscriber Health Information Database, or SHID, with 911 dispatch systems, allowing dispatchers to retrieve critical health information, such as allergies, medications, and even de-escalation strategies when a subscriber calls for help or is identified by their Medical Alert ID. This system is particularly beneficial for individuals with conditions like Alzheimer's, autism, or even just severe allergies. Currently, the program is active in several Canadian communities, including Toronto, Ottawa, and Vancouver, with plans for broader expansion. Medical Alert has partnered with Rapid SOS to facilitate secure data sharing between its database and emergency services. Medical Alert Foundation Canada operates under license from the U.S.-based Medical Alert Foundation, a global nonprofit organization established in 1956. The Canadian branch, founded in 1961, manages the country's only emergency health information database and has protected over 1 million Canadians. In the U.S., Medical Alert offers a similar service where, in areas equipped with Rapid SOS technology, 911 dispatchers can access a subscriber's medical information during emergencies. The integration aims to provide first responders with vital health data en route to an emergency and improve response times and patient outcomes. For individuals with complex medical needs, this technology offers an added layer of protection during emergencies. It also underscores the importance of digital health solutions in modernizing emergency response protocols. New research from Penn State University reveals that perceived gender characteristics of service robots can significantly impact customer choices, particularly among individuals they describe as having lower self-perceived decision-making power. The study, conducted by researchers at Penn State School of Hospitality Management and funded by the Marriott Foundation, involved 2 experiments examining how robot gender presentation affects customer behavior. In the first experiment, 239 participants were asked to imagine dining at a new restaurant where a service robot recommended a menu item. The robots were identical except for color cues. There was gray for males and pink for females. Findings indicated that women with a low sense of personal power were more likely to accept recommendations from robots perceived as male. The second experiment focused on mitigating gender influence by introducing cute designed features, such as large eyes and round faces, to the robots. The study involved 156 university students, a demographic considered to have lower perceived power due to their academic standing. The results showed that these design elements neutralized the impacts of the robot's gender presentation, leading to similar responses from both male and female participants. So the research underscores the importance of considering psychological factors. We've already seen companies spending a lot to make humanoid robots and focusing on trying to make them seem more human with things like clothing and facial characteristics, but this crosses into new territory, looking at things like gender characteristics and delving into areas like a customer's sense of power in the design and deployment of service robots. As user experience design did for websites, these new studies on tailoring robot characteristics to align with customer profiles will aim to influence customer behaviors as well as enhancing the effectiveness of service interactions. And at least for the hospitality industry, the findings suggest that strategically designed service robots can influence customers' decisions, potentially improving upselling and customer satisfaction. However, the study also highlights the need for ethical considerations in robot designs to avoid reinforcing gender stereotypes. But I'm betting the commercial effectiveness will be the finding that most companies are looking at. While I normally push security-related stories into our sister podcast, Cybersecurity Today, there are some that I find might be of interest to this audience as well. Recent investigations have revealed that the Airlines Reporting Corporation, or ARC, a key intermediary in airline ticketing, is providing the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, with extensive passenger data. This includes information from both past and future flights, raising some significant privacy concerns. ARC, which processes transactions for travel agencies and airlines, has been supplying ICE with detailed passenger information such as full flight itineraries, passenger name records, and even financial details. This data is expected to be funneled into the Travel Intelligence Program, a government initiative aimed at enhancing immigration enforcement efforts. The scope of this data sharing encompasses records from an untold number of flights, including those booked not only by airlines, but also through major online travel agencies like Expedia and Booking.com. The revelation of ARC's data sharing practices has sparked a debate over the balance between national security and individual privacy rights. Proponents argue that such data is vital for effective immigration enforcement. Critics contend that the lack of transparency and potential for misuse poses significant risks to civil liberties. And passengers might wonder what the implications of this might be for them and what their travel patterns might be interpreted as, particularly if they have any potential engagement with border or immigration authorities. For example, when I was a consultant, I traveled to a number of Muslim countries. What might that be interpreted as I was going to take a vacation in upstate New York with my wife? Now, this is purely hypothetical. After my weekend interview with a whistleblower in the U.S., I'm unlikely to cross the border for any reason. But many travelers don't even know that their personal data is handled and shared by intermediaries in the travel industry and shared with the government. We have no idea of the adequacy of privacy protections and the mechanisms in place to safeguard sensitive information from unauthorized access or use. And for those who want to learn more about how governments might be accessing your data, you might check out last Saturday's weekend program from Cybersecurity Today. It's available anywhere you get your podcasts. Microsoft is set to roll out a new feature for Teams that will prevent users from capturing screenshots during meetings. The update aims to enhance the protection of sensitive information shared in virtual meetings. Beginning in July 2025, the Prevent Screen Capture feature will be available on desktops and applications for Windows and Mac, as well as on mobile applications for iOS and Android. When activated, any attempt to take a screenshot during a meeting will result in the meeting window turning black, thereby safeguarding the content from unauthorized captures. Additionally, participants joining from an unsupported platform will automatically be placed in audio-only mode to further protect shared content. Microsoft has not yet specified whether this feature will be enabled by default or if meeting organizers and administrators will have an option to toggle it on or off. Microsoft says that this feature underscores their commitment to bolster privacy and security in their collaboration tools. Organizations that handle sensitive information may find this addition particularly beneficial. However, users who rely on screenshots for note-taking or record-keeping may have to wait for someone to invent something like a camera that's easy to carry that you could use to take pictures of your screen. Maybe on your phone. Okay, a little bit of humor there, but I have to say, I was wondering if this last story was written by The Onion or some other humorous site, and then I read it again, and no, it's real news. And that's our show for today. Always interested in what you have to say. You don't have to get on a plane. You can reach us at editorial@technewsday.ca or on LinkedIn, or if you're watching on YouTube, you know what to do. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a marvelous Monday.